The RCBS Model 1010 scale is one of the finest reloading balance beam scales. When not in use, RCBS recommends storing the scale in its original plastic cover. If you did not pay close attention to how the scale is packaged, it can be a little tricky to put it back in its plastic cover. This video shows you how. First, let's review the part names. Counterclockwise, starting at the top, is the dial plate, leveling screw, attachment weight, copper damper vane, which is attached to the beam, the powder pan, the large poise, the beam itself, the pan support assembly, and the end loop. Now let's familiarize ourselves with the slots in the base. Starting on the left and going right, we first have the damper vane slot, the beam slot, which is partially hidden by the attachment weight. The large poise and powder pan slots are combined. Behind the dial plate is a small hole for the pan support assembly, the plastic cover latch slot, the raised platform for the beam, and finally the end loop slot. As you store your scale, the attachment weight is stored inside the leveling screw. The damper vane goes into its own slot. And before storing the beam, move the large poise to position 400 so that it will fit into its slot. The end loop goes into its own slot, and the beam goes onto the small raised platform on the base. The pan support assembly hangs from a hole right behind the dial plate, and finally, the powder pan goes into the curved slot in front of the large poise. I have reduced the opacity of the powder pan so you can see how the powder pan and the large poise share the same slot. Now for a few hints when setting up and using the scale. Some people who are not familiar with this scale try to put the damper vane into the dial plate. The damper vane goes into the green slot behind the dial plate. The attachment weight is not intended to be a check weight. It is used to increase the capacity of the scale to 1,010 grains. Using the attachment weight as a check weight will lead to false readings since the actual weight is not 500 grains. Per the scale's instruction manual, to weigh items over 500 grains, suspend the attachment weight from the knife edge of the pivot that protrudes from the pointer end of the beam as shown in the video. I hope this video has been useful to you, and thank you for watching.